You need to watch your sides, front, and your back, okay? Hey Explorers, Kitty the Explorer here, and I'm here for another edition of Travel Chat Thursday. Today's topic, we're going to discuss something that was submitted on my Instagram by I Am Danny Jasant. She's asking if I have thought about sharing content on traveling without a fear-based mindset. I thought that was an excellent question because I'm always traveling solo as a female, and obviously that is a risk. So let's get into it. But wait, before we get into it, make sure you hit the subscribe button and that notification bell right next to it so you're notified when all of my videos are released. Videos are released every Tuesdays at 4 p.m. Eastern Time and Thursdays at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. I share with you my travel adventures, tips, and chats and travel news on this channel. So make sure you subscribe. It's free and you'll get notified about all of those videos. Now let's get back into it. So traveling without a fear-based mindset is major. And I do believe that is why some people may not take the step to travel or do other things in life for that matter. I'm gonna give you 6 ways I travel without a fear-based mindset. So let's go. Number 1. You have to understand that a lot of those things that you may have fears about can happen at home. Because obviously the fears are usually something triggered that is from home. Like for instance, I was asked one time, you weren't afraid to go to Belize. They just had someone who got stabbed, an American got stabbed in Belize. This was years ago. And I'm like, but you do know we have shootings in the US, right? The same things can happen at home as they happen anywhere else. I think a lot of times people have that fear because they think something different is going to happen because you leave outside of your home area. Risk are risk, whether you're here or there, okay? Another thing that has helped me in my no fear mindset is that time waits for no one. I do really enjoy travel. And over the years, I have traveled with other people and, with family, with friends, with coworkers, and that's awesome. But I want to travel more. I want to go to all these places. I would love to see the whole world. But in order to see most of it, I cannot wait for people to go somewhere. And if I am afraid to go out and travel the world and see it and and I have to wait for someone to go to alleviate that fear, I'll be sitting at home because no one has that same priority, or maybe you're on the same level of priority for travel. Maybe you guys just want to both travel once a year, but you only want to travel to Mexico and this person wants to travel to Canada. It's not going to work. So you cannot wait on people to go places. So when you're going out and you're starting to travel, or even if there's anything that you're just have a built up fear and anxiety about, start small. So when I started traveling solo, I had a little taste of things here and there because maybe I was on a group trip or a work trip or something, and then I would go do something by myself. So for instance, I went to LA for work years ago, and I ended up, being away from the group, and I actually it was during Thanksgiving, and I went back home to see my family for Thanksgiving. But when I came back, they went to San Francisco by the time I arrived back in Los Angeles. So I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna hang out in LA for the weekend. I rented a car and I drove around LA, I went to Hollywood and did all of that LA sightseeing type things at that time. And I enjoyed being by myself and going to the store and getting some ice cream down on Rodeo Drive. It was just awesome. And so that is something you can do to get a taste if you want to travel solo, is to get a taste of the solo travel within a group experience, because you're going to end up back with your group at some point, because on Sunday evening, I was back with my coworkers for the rest of the trip. So that is something you can do to help you ease into the solo travel mindset. Then over the years, I started easing more and more into it until now I'm just like, go, go, go. I don't wait for anyone. I may tell you about my trip. If you want to come, book your flight, do what you got to do, and I'll see you there. I'm not going to push you and beg you to go. And then if you don't go, I'm not going to not go, right? All right, moving on to another one. Use common sense, okay? I know not everyone has common sense, but you need to practice it when you're out and about traveling solo. So for me, being a solo female, common sense means always watching your back. One, you never know who may be targeting you for your purse because you're a tourist, your phone, being pickpocketed. You don't know. Those things can actually happen while you're in a group as well. So you need to be cognizant of what's going on around you. You need to watch your sides, front, and your back, okay? So that's the one thing about common sense. You also will want to make sure if, for me, I'm a solo female, I typically, when I go abroad, you will not see me partying all crazy at night or going out and having a whole bunch of drinks. I want to always remain aware because I am by myself. And if I do get a drink, even if you're in a group, I always make sure I watch it. And if I do go somewhere in the evening, I want to make sure the area is safe enough for me to walk back to my hotel, that it's not a long walk, that I have something where I can protect myself, which is something you have to research because every country has different rules on what you can use for protection. And then if that's not the case, make sure I have some type of way to order transportation to get back to my hotel, whether that country has ride-sharing services. That is the best thing ever, right? You can order that. You don't have to wait outside and it's there to pick you up. But some countries do not have that available, or maybe your phone doesn't work or something. I know when I was in Belize, I actually told my hotel that I wanted to go to a different restaurant. They had a shuttle take me there, and then I just called them saying, hey, can the shuttle come pick me up? And it came right back to that restaurant to pick me up and take me back to the hotel. Obviously, there was a little bit of a cost for it, as an Uber would be, or Lyft, or whatever ride-sharing services, but you can do that. So those are things you just have to maintain your common sense. Another area to help get out of fear of traveling solo is to plan ahead. When I travel solo, I actually plan a lot, because I put everything down in my itinerary to the T. So my itinerary usually starts with my name, the time zone information for home, where I'm going, and all the places I may be going. And then I have it broken down by day, starting with my flight and what the flight number is, the confirmation information, and when I'm going to arrive in that destination, where my hotel is going to be located, and all the activities I'm going to do, and any potential side things that may happen. Because I type that up and give it to my mother, who has a copy of my passport, and she will have that itinerary available. So if she does not hear from me while I'm traveling abroad, she knows this is where she was supposed to be. And I actually turn on my location on my phone and share it with her, so she can actually check in. Okay, it's 3 a.m. in Istanbul, so she should be in her hotel room sleep. And she can actually check if she hasn't heard from me and is concerned. She can check my location and see I'm in the hotel room where I should be. So that is just some checks and balances. And you want to make sure that you do check in with someone. Someone knows where you are. You don't have to call them every minute of the day. You don't have to text them all day, email, whatever. But just like touch base once a day to say, hey, things are going good. So if something was to happen, they can know they need to reach out because they haven't heard from you. And then they have the itinerary available for them to reference if something was to go awry. I've never had any issues, thank God, knock on wood, thank you. But I still plan to make sure someone always knows where I'm located. All right, and the last thing and the most important thing to live by in order to not live in a fear mindset, let me just put this out here. I am not a big religious person. Okay, I don't go to church frequently. I should do better. I have a Bible. I don't know all of the things in the Bible. I don't study it, but I do believe. So I do have this verse that I think is very important and something that I live by. And I do believe that it's just something you should instill in your body, whether you're religious or not. Otherwise, you're just going to be in a fear mindset all the time, right? So Psalm 115:11, it says, "You who fear him, trust in the Lord. He is their help and shield." If you live in fear all the time, you're not going to be able to accomplish much. You need to be able to step out of that mindset and know that whoever you believe in is watching over you. So make sure you know that you are covered and you believe when you go out in the world that you are going to be okay, and know that things can happen, and just be accepting of who you are and loving what you're doing and walking in your path, in your journey, and just going for it. And you won't have that fear-based mindset. All right, so those are the things that I consider and what I believe is not having a fear-based mindset that kind of helps me. Yes, I do get afraid sometimes. Yes, I get anxieties a lot of times, okay? But I push forward and fight forward, and I move in my path, in my own journey, and I end up enjoying every single trip I go on. So I hope those things were helpful for you. What are some things that you would consider to add to this list? I would love to know. Make sure you comment it down below. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button, and make sure you leave any comments or questions you have down below in the comment box. And please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And make sure you share this video with your friends, family, and social media networks, because you never know who is struggling with the fear to travel and travel solo. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day or night wherever in the world you are.